Yo, man, what up, guys, man? What up, what up, what up, what up, yo? Um, so again, nice of you to join me here. So again, look, man, this is I mean, I'll be trying to do this pretty much every Monday. This is just where I review what happened on the weekend, and just really the top talking points during the week. So I think, look, man, the best place to start is this whole Pogba Mourinho thing. So I might not be looking at the screen too much. That's because I'm actually trying to do some editing here, because I'm bringing in the what's it called? We're working on a Brick Academy update, which is going to be happening. But let's talk about this whole Pogba Mourinho thing. Because for me, I said that Mourinho is getting sacked. So it's not about if he's getting sacked, is when he's getting sacked. And I do believe that he's going to be sacked before Christmas. Um, but I think the worrying thing more than anything is the lack of activity from Man United. The very fact that they've been so pussy and they've not really been willing to act and really take the wheel and be like, you know what, boom, let's really try and figure out what is happening here. Shows you that this guys, the club is been ugly. I mean, it's been so badly run, and with Pogba as well, man. Look, I need to unearth this video because again, I don't like to toot my horn, but if I won't toot my horn, who else will? When Pogba left Juventus and joined United, I said it from that point on. I said that this is a bad move. I said that this is a bad move. Pogba, stay at Juventus, continue to develop because this is an amazing environment for you to continue to develop and improve as a player. If you go to United when you still have to develop, you will be exposed because you have so much potential, so much skill, but there's still so much for you to learn. So because even if you bring in a new, I mean, even if Zidane comes in, is Zidane not gonna give them a trophy? So guys say, oh my gosh, Zidane's gonna come in, bring in this amazing football, it's gonna get Martial and all these guys playing well. Says who? Says who? Zidane just had the perfect situation as Real Madrid. That was just very specific. It was an amazing situation that was very specific. I promise you, it will not happen at United because how do you go from Ramos and Varane in your defense to Smalling and Jones? How do you go from a midfield of Modric, Kroos, and Casemiro to Fellaini, Fred Flintstone, and Herrera? How do you do that? How do you go from Cristiano and beast mode to Lukaku and Sanchez? So do you see the differences here? And people say, okay, he'll bring in this guy. So even if he comes down, who's he going to get in January? So are United now going to say, okay, we'll come 6th and 7th of this season and then rebuild again for the summer? Same thing happened with Van Gaal, same thing happened with Mourinho, and nothing really happened. But one thing is true though, and probably next time I'm on UFF, I'll have to say this: United are no longer a relevant side for footballing wise. Footballing wise, they're no longer relevant. I'm sorry, you cannot talk of them within their elites. They're not relevant. They're irrelevant footballing wise completely. So and as for Messi, man, Messi can't do everything. He can't do everything. Barcelona are crazy to think that Messi single-handedly is going to lead them to a Champions League title. He can single-handedly almost pretty much give them a La Liga title as he did last season. Can't do that in the Champions League. Sorry, you can't do that in the Champions League. Like the Champions League that Messi has won, he had help. He had dudes, he had dudes around him. He had dudes around him who were playing well. He can't do it by himself. So and I think that Coutinho has to step up. Dembele has to step up. Well, look, maybe they miss Iniesta. Maybe they miss Iniesta. Like even if it's an Iniesta, not at his peak, he's still a dude that can do some good stuff. Yo, talking taxes. Look, what's up, baby? Look, man. Speaking of which, guys, I need to give a shout out, man. Remember, guys, in case you don't know, I do a podcast. I do a podcast every week. We just got done doing the Talking Tactics podcast, and that's going to be coming out tomorrow. It's called by your boy Dan Danity and it's with another boy Carl A. So we will do that. So that will be coming out Tuesdays. Remember, every Tuesday it drops every Tuesday, and I'll try and retweet that on my Twitter. It's the best podcast out there. The best podcast out there. All right, guys. So look, but I think for this session, I'll just try and take in your questions, man. So whatever you guys want to talk about, I will be there to talk about. Salah. People laughed at me when I said 15 goals max. Who's laughing now? Again, I told you when I say 15 max, it's nothing personal. 15 max is nothing personal. 15 max is just me being a football analyst, looking at his situation and assessing it. And oh man, trust me, I'm just editing this. What's it called? I'm just editing this thingamajig. The latest Brick Academy update, man. Trust me, this is a good one. Man. This is definitely a good one. But so how many goals do you think he's going to score? Honestly, this season, because he's going to G up. But I remember this is only in the Premier League. Only in the Premier League. I find it very hard to believe that Homeboy is going to get more than what the fuck? I find it very hard to believe that Homeboy is going to get more than what the hell is going on? Oh, sorry. I find it very hard to believe that he's going to get more than 15 goals this season. 30. 30. Who said 30? Oh yeah, what's it called? Guys, I'm sorry, before getting to Salah. Happy Independence Day to Nigeria. 1st of October 1960. That's when we rolled, man. It's a pleasurable day. A day for reflection, a day where we can, come and be proud of ourselves, proud of ourselves as Nigerians and so forth. So happy independence to Nigeria, man. Happy independence to Nigeria. So yeah, that's always very sweet and happy to know. But yeah, man, I think that for Salah, the reason about it is that when I said he was a one-season wonder, I think a lot of people shot me down, and people thought I was being rude, and I was just being a hater. And the thing about this is that you can tell when a guy is that dude. You can tell whether it's Messi, whether it's Robin, or whether it's when you know that these guys are like a proper. And when I just saw from Salah, I was like, I don't think this guy can come anywhere close to replicating what he did last season. And it was really an honest assertion of what I saw. It's an honest assertion of what I saw. So it was not hating to any degree. Oh no. Ajax, I think. Oh my god. So Ajax and Bayern tomorrow. That's going to be very interesting. So yeah, I'm going to be doing the previews. Ajax can give Bayern some issues. Because I think Bayern just lost the last game. And yeah, man, I don't think it's going to be a walkover. Ajax are a really good side. Ajax are a really good side. So I think that if Bayern don't bring their A game and Ajax just do what Ajax can do, they play good football, they're confident, and they believe. That's the key thing. If they believe that they can beat them, they're going to give Bayern a serious game. They should not have an inferiority complex from Bayern. Because Ajax, and that's the thing about Ajax and PSV, they'll always produce good sides. It's just about them having the belief. What was it saying? Champions League winners as of now. Hard to say, man. That's really hard to say who's going to win the Champions League. Because I'm still keeping with the Barcelona. Because I don't know who else. That's interesting because, like, if we take Barcelona out of it, I can't really say Bayern. Real Madrid don't really have that other superstar with them. PSG are constant flops. Could it be Juventus? And also remember, sorry guys, I know people say that not much can be said, man. There's this whole Cristiano rape thing going around. So that's a crazy story. I don't know the details. if you went there and you don't know the stuff, you can't really say much about it. But that's just a crazy story. So I think, yeah, Cristiano, the whole rape thing, that's madness. But yeah, we have to just see what the truth is. But again, um, bloody GT Bank email. It could be Juve. So yeah, so Juventus are still unbeaten, man, in the Serie A. Which is, yeah, they've won 7 out of 7. So like that's why I put out that tweet. So if Juventus win this league title again, I think that's like 8 titles in a row, 8 or 7 titles in a row. Do you know how insane it is? Do you know how insane it is to win 8 titles in a row? That's madness. That is complete and utter madness to win 8 titles in a row. Completely madness, But does anybody care? No. No one seems to care, man, which is the unfortunate thing, man. No one seems to give a shit. Because like if Napoli are the closest challenge, well, what are they going to do? We're supposed to be Inter Milan. Inter Milan already like 7-8 points behind them. So what's Malcolm's situation? What is the Malcolm situation at Barcelona? Please tell me. Serie A is a hard league, but not for Juventus. Simple as that. If Serie A was such a hard league, Juventus wouldn't win 7 in a row. And if Juventus was such a great team, they would win a lot more Champions Leagues. So Serie A isn't easy. 100% is not easy, but it is not hard for Juventus. It's hard for other sides. 100%. That's it. If you take Juventus out of it, Serie A is a tough league, but for Juventus, it is easy for them. Well, not. I mean, it's pretty easy. It's still quite difficult, but it's all right for them because the fact that Juve can win all those titles in a row, but they've not won enough Champions Leagues, gives you pause for thoughts. How good is this? How good is the Serie A? Serie A is still good. I still defend the Serie A. I've always so supported it. You could ask questions. If Juve have won it 7 times in a row, and Juventus have not won a Champions League since the 90s, questions must be asked. Questions must be asked. Hazard is not winning the Golden Boot. Let's cut the crap. He's not winning the Golden Boots, man. That's just madness. That literally is just madness talk. But it is crazy that he's the top scorer right now. He's not going to be the top scorer at the end of it. But it does give you pause for thoughts, man. It gives you pause for thoughts, man. The hell. So what else are you guys saying, man? But yeah, man, look, Juventus, man, that's a shout for them to win the Champions League because Real Madrid, like from watching Real, nah, it's not happening. What about Man City? What about Man City? Liverpool? Yeah, Sturridge is better than Kane. Kane will get the Golden Boot, perhaps so. Although he has to battle with Aguero. So you look, yes, can Barcelona win the Champions League? Yes, they can. Of course they can. They can win it. But can and will are two different things. They can win it because they've got Messi. They've got Messi and they've got a decent team. But will they win it? Umtiti's out. And as good as Messi is, Messi can't defend. He's not a defender. And you can't keep relying on your team to outscore guys. So you can maybe do that in La Liga, but Champions League is a far higher level of competition compared to Leganes and Girona. Speaking of Leganes, they did lose to freaking Leganes, which, there you go. So remember, guys, man, send in a super chat if you need to support your boy. Support your boy with a super chat, and then I'll give you a shout out. I'll give you a shout out and answer your question if you want to ask a specific question here on the super chat, man. I'm here at your beck and call, man. Atletico Madrid are not sniffing the Champions League. It's not happening. They had their opportunities twice and they messed up, and that's it. You cannot be given any more opportunities after that. I think to have those many opportunities is and to mess them up. I'm sorry, man. There's very little I can say. Um, and also Griezmann as well. Nah, man. You can't really rely on that dude, man. Remember, guys, if you need me to see it, because again, there are many questions rolling through. So if you desperately need a question answered or you want a shout out, use the super chats. Use the super chats, and then I'll be able to see your highlighted question to give you a shout out, and then I'll be able to answer your question. Yeah, Griezmann is overrated. So Barcelona caught Malcolm for yeah. I'm not sure what's happening there. I mean, is that turmoil at Barcelona? I mean, I don't think it was that controversial what Valverde did because he wanted to rest Messi, thinking that okay, all right, well, we're playing at home. It's Bilbao. I trust Coutinho and Dembele, and we've got to think about the game against Tottenham because we want to really get six. So because we want to go into that Inter Milan game with six points because we want to look to really top the group. If you assume that Inter Milan will, although Inter Milan against PSG will be tough, but it's backfired because again, those guys they didn't get it done. They were 1-0 down. So is there trouble in there? But for Malcolm, again, man, I'm not sure why dude isn't being given an opportunity because if you're not scoring and the cannibal is messing up, man, you need to do things. Maybe you have a false nine, you roll with Malcolm, Messi, Dembele, Malcolm, Messi, Coutinho, and just see how that flows. Because the cannibal ain't walking, man. The cannibal ain't walking, man. That's just being real. Which would be more huge? Cristiano winning the Champions League with Juve or Messi lifts the treble with this Barcelona team? I think both will be equally as huge. I mean, Cristiano moving to another team and winning the Champions League with another team will be huge. But if Messi was to, I think probably winning the treble with this Barcelona team because this Barcelona team is so far inferior. Because remember, yeah, it would be big for Cristiano doing it, but it is still a very good Juventus team who have reached the final twice before in recent years. This Barcelona side, I mean, they're ailing. They're seriously ailing, man. Neymar was a bomb at Anfield. Let's be real. No, why is Aubameyang flopping right now? No, he'll come good. Although Lacazette may be still in the headlines, I think eventually he will come good, man, because he's too good of a player to not somehow find his way to come good, man. So he'll be alright, man. He'll be alright for sure, man. Come on, I want to say, how do you wait? Check. I want to check the history on my check. Oh, what the fuck? Check history. Safari. There we go. So I just was doing a bit of how do I check history? I'm just trying to wait. If you have a Mac, how do you check your internet history on a Mac? So help your brother out. How do you check your internet history on a Mac? Like what if you've previously visited on a Mac? Arsenal are not winning the Premiership. Stop it. Stop it. Man, I didn't send them to the email. So yeah, look, man, Champions League, man. I think it's gonna be pretty difficult to really call this one now because this Barcelona side, they are good, but I do believe that Umtiti injury has really damaged them. Because I think that better sides, better than PSV, will definitely get at them for sure. Sides like that will definitely get at them, because I mean PK is bad, man. PK, that dude is flipping bad. Command plus Y. Oh, thank you, bro. Legend, man. Thank you. Thanks for that, man. Thanks, Hamza Hussein. All right, so we've got a super chat. This is from Saswat Pani. So from Saswat Pani, do Barca need to buy new defenders? Do you need to eat to survive? Yes, they do. Vermaelen is past his peak. PK is a brick. Jessica Alba is really an attacking the defender. So all you really have is Semedo now, who is a very reliant, resolute defender who you can rely on to really do the defensive work. So that is a very bad situation. So 100% for sure in January they need new defenders. You cannot think about winning the Champions League armed only with Semedo, Lenglet, Vermaelen, PK, and Jessica Alba. That can't happen. Barcelona, they need to get defenders. Because the worst thing they can do is, man, look at our amazing attacking talents. We'll be fine defensively because we'll outscore the opposition, and our pressing game will mean that we'll do good. And then we can always be risky, but therefore always come out on top. That is a very risky move to take. So yeah, I really do not recommend them doing that. And look, man, it's a dangerous game. Playing a very, very dangerous game by not focusing on defense. I think Valverde, I think he does know that. I think Valverde, he is clever enough to know that, look, man, I know what we do attacking wise, but I have to have the responsibility as a coach to really get the best out of my team. So yeah, man, I think he'll definitely be able to sort that out for sure. So what else are you guys saying, man? Yeah, thanks for that super chat, man. Thank you, bro. So remember, guys, if any desperate things that you want to ask, use the super chats. Use the super chats, and then I will do my best to I'll give you a shout out, and then I will answer your question via the super chat. Who is the sixth horseman? The closest player to being a sixth horseman, or closest players to being a sixth horseman, are Neuer and Messi. I think well, I say Neuer, Messi, Buffon. I think those are the three I would say who are closest to being the sixth horseman. Although you say to yourself that, for Neuer, man, because Neuer has a World Cup, he's got a Champions League. I mean, he's he's got a league title. So apart from the Euros, he has almost like a full set. Buffon as well. Buffon doesn't have the Champions League. Buffon doesn't have the Champions League, so that's another one that's missing. Yes, PK is trash. Bellerin, I think Bellerin had a pretty tough start to the season, and I think he's not peaking. To put it bluntly to you, I still think that he can be a lot better. I think he has the potential to be a really, really top right back, but I think we've not seen that yet from dude. But always with these young players, man. Yeah, we know what you can do going forward. You still need to learn the basics of defending. You always have to learn the basics of the defender. You cannot be greater than knowing the very basic rules of how to defend. Because if you don't know that, you'll be screwed. You will be screwed. What's you guys saying, man? Oh yeah, I think someone said peak Lewandowski or peak Drogba. It depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for if you're looking to win games and a guy to be clutch, pick Drogba. If you're looking for just who was the better player, overall better player, or pick Lewandowski. But who do I want on my team? Pick Drogba, because Drogba can win me the game. He can win me a trophy. And there is no other player I would want in a final, in a do or die match, in a final, than a peak Drogba. Peak Drogba was cold. He was cold. Although peak Lewandowski was a sensational player, and I think maybe we never really saw the best of him. You know, let's be real. Maybe we didn't really see the best of your boy. You know, because he could perhaps have been even better if maybe he moved to Bayern earlier, or if Klopp had stayed and remained with Dortmund, we could have had seen like a much better dude. Um, yeah, no, man. Icardi is doing good, man. Icardi is doing good, man. Uh, oh yeah, so what's happening with Mendy and Pep, man? Because I saw like a title, but I didn't really see the full thing. So they're falling out or something. Because I know that he definitely said that. Oh, don't what was he say? He said like he's banned all kind of like social media use and stuff. So um Ramos is not top three defenders of all time. Get the hell out of here, man. Please, man. Um, Cannavaro can't be a horseman because I believe that yeah he may have won the World Cup and everything, but I don't feel that he really influenced and impacted the game as much as the current five horsemen. Because really, to be a horseman is it's your impact on the game, which is why it starts. If Messi wins a World Cup easily, he's a horseman. Like immediately, he's a horseman. All he has to do is just win a World Cup, and he's a horseman. And I said again, man, the minimum requirements to be a horseman is you've got to win. You have to have a World Cup winners medal. You know, that is non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. Um, Fury versus Wilder. That's a tough one. That is a really tough one because I think either could win. Because if Wilder catches Fury, it's lights out. But Fury is a very smart boxer and very hard to hit. And he knows how to really move about and he's very awkward. And I think if he makes it very awkward for Wilder, who's not really the most technical boxer, I think because basically put it this way, Fury will if Fury wins, he wins on points. He's not knocking out Wilder. If Wilder wins by knocking him out. Wilder's not winning on points. Um, so yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting because again, for Wilder, is he yet again going to rely on that power punch? So is he going to really be risky, like how he did against Luis Ortiz, and be like, you know what, I'm going to take all these hits, lose on points, but then just win it in the last few rounds, man. It's really, I mean, I'm not a big UFC dude, and I know that I've been seeing this everywhere. This whole Khabib and Conor McGregor thing around, but I think that Conor McGregor is going to win. I'm going to go with Conor. I think that he'll probably end up doing just enough to defeat dude. All right, so I got another super chat here from Saswat Pani. Oh, so yeah, this is just for your genuine tactical analysis amongst all the pretend pundits out there. Keep doing your thing. Thank you, man. So just a thank you. So thank you very much for Saswat Pani, man. My pleasure. Look, man, I said again, my things that I want to be someone out there who wants to preach the good word, and also as well, um, if you're not naming any names, I don't want to create a stereotypical view of Nigerians. Nigerians are not a monolith. So I definitely want to do Nigeria proud, and show that there are Nigerians out there who understand the game and can talk in a very serious, analytical, and professional manner, which I think I try and do with a few laughs here and there. So yeah, thanks for that, man. All right, what else are we saying? Tony Cruz or Jorginho? That's tough to say because they play different positions. Because when Jorginho is much more of a deep line playmaker, Toni Kroos is a natural central midfielder. So it depends on the kind of system that I'm playing in. If I'm playing an attacking system, um, yeah, if I'm playing like a counter attacking system, I'd go with Kroos. If I'm playing much more of a counter attacking system, um, I would go with Jorginho. Hence, behind being a deep line playmaker, like, and that's the thing. Like Tony Cruz, I don't know how well he would be good as a deep line playmaker. Although he may be alright because he's got good passing. Jorginho wouldn't make a really good central midfielder. I don't think he would. He is somebody who you can rely on to really make those crisp passes that Tony Cruz can make. So really, it depends on the kind of system that you're going for. Although, maybe I'll have to. I think I'll maybe have to go with Tony Cruz. I think Tony Cruz overall is the better, much more accomplished player. Um, you, what up, people? Del Piero forever. I mean, Liverpool Man City. I mean, that's a long way to go, man. But that's that. I mean, that's interesting. And the game has come quite early, and I think maybe it's good for both sides that the game has come this early, because I don't. Whoever wins, it's not going to be that decisive, because it's so early on in the season. Um, because Salah is worrying me. I think Salah's cold form is definitely worrying. But you know what the crazy thing is? This is the crazy thing. Salah scored all those goals for Liverpool. All those goals. Crazy. He broke the goal scoring record. So he broke the goal scoring record and Liverpool still came fourth. Just think on that. Just pause on that. You know, all that stuff and they still only came fourth. That's crazy. You know, that is definitely crazy, man. Um, can PSG make it to the final? They can, but they won't. They can, but they won't. Isco or Coutinho? I'd take Isco. I'd take Isco. Although Coutinho has a better shot in him, for a manager, I can do more with Isco. Isco offers more overall, and that's why, like, I think that Valverde has some thinking to do, because with Coutinho, if you have with Coutinho and Iniesta, you gain something and you lose something. So with Coutinho, you gain a another attacking weapon and long range shooting. But in Coutinho, without Iniesta, you lose amazing passing, amazing creativity and playmaking. So it depends that if you're willing to sacrifice those things, do you have other things to really take its place? So when will Mbappe leave PSG? I think maybe soon, because I don't think that PSG are gonna. I don't think this whole money thing with PSG is gonna last that long. Um, Something tells me that Mbappe will end up in Real Madrid. Perhaps two things. He either ends up in Real Madrid in the next 2 3 years, or when Messi retires and Barcelona like rebuild and rebrand themselves, they may rebrand themselves and build themselves around Mbappe. Now that will be interesting. The day that Messi retires from Barcelona, and to see what they will do moving forward. That's what again for the best English player currently. Um, when fit, storage. But taking him out of account because he's not fully fit, um, Trippier is up there. I think Trippier is up there. Maguire is up there. But out and out the best, I've got to say You see, like for Stones, maybe I think if it was, I think Stones is good. Stones is a quality player. I think Stones is a. It's just that he just needs to learn to be a better defender. But he's just as a footballer, I think that guy is a damn good footballer and is developing very well under Pep. Um, but I think yeah, for me, I think it'll probably be between storage and storage, basically between storage, Trippier, and Stones. Between those three, I would say. Um, Dolphin Messi, what's your issue with Hazard? Because it seems that every time I talk about how amazing Hazard is, you seem to have like a negative view towards Hazard. I mean, did Hazard do something to your wife or your kids? If he did, then I'm sorry on his behalf. Um, Chief Igwe. People keep asking me why do I wear son chase, and maybe I'll try and explain this again. Um, I'm not a guy that really wants to be famous, and I don't really feel comfortable just putting myself and my face out there. So that's why whenever I did videos for films, I used to wear shades just to protect my identity. And more so than that, it's like my persona, it's my alter ego, and half hope is my alter ego. So yeah, that's the reason why I wear son shades, man. Um, the strongest attributes of Modric. Um, for me, I feel that it's his ability to move forward with the ball. And I think that's something that's very difficult in central midfield because it's such a difficult position. There's so many players around you. Is how you can move forward with the ball because when you're in the trenches of the midfield, you're forced to give the ball. Like past, sideways, pass to another guy because it's very hard to get past. So I think what does is just finding that space to really move forward with the ball and really evading tackles and just finding those little channels um and pathways through. So that's just really what makes the guy good. Hazard is top three, not top five. Top three. Top three. Top three is Marcelo, Messi, Hazard. That's what it is. It's not an opinion, it's a fact. Top three in the world, Marcelo, Hazard, Messi. And then you then bring in Rich, you then bring in Sergio Ramos, you then bring in Godin. That's how it works. And then you bring in Varane and there as well. Um, but I'm not sure that Balotelli would have worked at Dortmund. I really don't think that would have worked. I think you know what? Even if they probably hate each other, Balotelli at United would have been interesting. I think Balotelli at United would have been pretty interesting. Um, because for me, I just think that Balotelli is a far more useful and interesting frontman to have than Lukaku. So it would have been interesting. I think that's just one of those funny things that, like, Balotelli, like charisma, and to maybe a less extent, Riquelme is a classic case of what if. What if? What if people really got the best out of this guy? Because I think that Balotelli, for me, has had the ability, or maybe has, but you can say had the ability to be the best striker of his generation and one of the best strikers of all time. Because his ability to strike the ball is generational. Like he is easily one of the best, purest strikers of the football that the game has ever seen. Easily, absolutely flipping amazing, man. Um, so yeah, man, Balotelli, man. If only, man. If only, if only, if only. Um, who are your favorite YouTubers currently? Um, Angry Joe. Anytime that I want to play a video game, I want to find out about a video game, and I want to get an unbiased view, I go straight to Angry Joe. I watch Screen Junkies for movies, so Screen Junkies and Collider for movies. Um, the Joe Budden podcast, amazing. Was it sometimes the Breakfast Club? Sometimes, but okay. As far as YouTubers, Angry Joe. I think that's really the main YouTuber that I see that I really watch. I used to watch this guy called Ataco Assemble, but not anymore. Yeah, I mean that's one I actually do not. Obviously, and of course, the for football banter show, man. Those guys are amazing. Yeah, I mean, I need to maybe be exposed to more YouTubers. Copper 90 guys make some great fits, by the way. Um, let me see. No, look, all I said was Marcelo is top three. I never said he's number one. I just said that he's he's top three. You know, um, that's all I said, man. Oh, speaking of which, wait, guys, do any of you guys play this game? A recommended game, Football Chairman. Football Chairman, really addictive game. Like if you're in a train, you're walking, so you're going to school or something, you just want to just while away while you're in lessons or something. Football Chairman is a very addictive game. Like you can get it on Google Play. I think it's on the App Store. So yeah, you're basically like a chairman of a football side, and you basically have to do the finances, buying guys and everything. So just very interesting. Whenever you think about how a club doesn't have any money and doesn't want to support a manager having money, it's quite interesting when you now play the role of a chairman and have to now try and actually, oh my gosh, make all of these moves and everything. Um, Tifo Football Channel, man. All right, yeah, I will, I will. That. Yeah, I mean, like 90 minutes. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's all right, man. It's all right. It's all right. Because for me, I think because basically I am a huge fan of First Take and Undisputed, which is what we're trying to build with Hope Meets Banter. Is that what we're trying to bring some sexiness, and some, just some excitement to football analysis. Because I mean, when I see stuff on like BT Sports, I see some other stuff. There's not enough vibe in it. But when you look at how guys like in the First Take and Undisputed do it, the way that they analyze the games, I just think it's just far better and much more exciting. Um, no, I wouldn't take my glasses off, man. Sorry. Yeah, for me, as I sort of said, like best penalty takers I've ever seen, Balotelli, Mendieta. Balotelli and Mendieta are the two best penalty takers I've ever seen. Amazing, amazing. And I don't think there were any other just the way that they took their penalties was amazing. And that's what I always say about penalties. Two things. Either pick your spot and stick to it, or go straight down the middle. It's as simple as that. Doesn't matter where you are. Pick your spot, and when you pick your spot, try and psych out the keeper to think you're going the other way, or go straight down the middle. Simple as that. And that's how you take a penalty, man. Um, so the English media, how is the English media after Cristiano? I don't get that. James Milner, best Premier League player at the moment. Um, okay, all right. If you say so, bro. Man, I told you, United as screwed. United are screwed because I really do not know who they get. That's how bad this situation at United is. I really do not know who these dudes can get because so okay, you sack Mourinho now and you bring in Zidane. What's Zidane going to do with those players? What's Zidane going to do with Smalling, Lindelof? Maybe they play better for football. Maybe they play sexy, but as far as winning games, being effective, what can he really do with Lukaku? And you look at Martial. Martial looks like if he's just come out of like a 6 year stint in prison. He's grown his hair. His hair's not fully combed, so he needs to regain his confidence. He's lost his place in the French side. He's not played for such a long time, so he needs to even remember how to even play the damn sport of football. So things are so screwed. It's such a mess that. But one thing is like Maybe you get a headache, patch job. Maybe just get a patch job from now until the end of the season or something. But I think they definitely need a manager, someone experienced, someone that's just to steady the ship. But first of all, Mourinho needs to be sacked. And yeah, maybe hitting, maybe hitting, maybe that's or Klinsmann. Yeah, maybe hitting or Klinsmann, someone that basically you've got to go the total opposite, And that's why even when I was watching BT Sports, like because even the dude asked Rio Ferdinand, he asked Rio, say, "Yo, Rio, okay, who do you think should be what do you think should happen?" And Rio was just coming up with all this roundabout. I said, "No, Rio, just answer the flipping question, man. Say either sacked, keep him, no, because then oh no, a team must really be focused and they must be working hard. I mean, no, he was not asking about who is working hard. What should happen? You know, some of these pundits, man, they have to be a bit more sharper. But yeah, man, look, man, and even with Chelsea, man, just looking back at that Chelsea Liverpool game, man, you can't win a trophy with Giroud and Morata in your team. You can't. Like Chelsea have as a strikers a class C brick and a class B brick. Just imagine that. So your two strikers, one is a class C brick, another is a class B brick. That's insane. For a top tier side, that's absolutely insane. And you cannot win anything like that, man. That's just madness, man. Um so yeah, look back, guys. If you so we're coming up here on till they on top of the hour. Anything you need to ask me, give your boy it's a super chat. If you just want to just support the boy, your support is very much appreciated, man. Hit the super chat and I'll give you a shout out. And I'll be more than happy to answer your question, man. The meaning of life, bro. That is a long question, man. Best free kick taker, man. That's a tough one. But Bex is definitely up there. I think Bex, Juninho is up there. Messi. Let's talk about him. Like, I mean, in the last year or so, Messi has been pretty crazy. Like Cristiano used to be good back in those days, but Messi is pretty crazy, man. Um so no man, Morata is done, man. He's just definitely done. So yeah, man, no look, man. So just looking forward to this whole Champions League thing right now, man. Can Liverpool get to the final again? But even more so, we in their best interest to get into the final. Because let's be real right now. I can say with certainty Real Madrid won't make the final. PSG won't make the final. Those are my certainties. I think Liverpool can make another final. Whether they will, I don't know, but I think Liverpool can make another final. City can make the final. Barcelona can make the final. I think Bayern can make the final. I don't think they will, but I think they can make the final. Um, and I suppose that's about it. That's about it. You also obviously Juventus can make the final. That's about it. But it is so sad that a team as talented as PSG flop in the Champions League, and that's why I don't want to hear anything about what Neymar does in the French League. I don't want to hear it, you know, because for Neymar to PSG, it's all about you winning the Champions League for them. That is what would determine whether your move was a success or a failure. Ibrahimovic's move to PSG was ultimately a failure. It was ultimately a failure because you were supposed to go there to win a flipping Champions League. That's why you were brought there. So don't give me any of this half-ass crap, man. You guys remember, man, there are a lot of comments coming through. So again, me missing out your questions is not a personal thing because there are a lot of these things coming through. So if you desperately want your question read out and you want to give a shout out, you've got to use the super chat. If not, I just have to choose whichever ones that I see here. Can Hudson Odoi be used as a false nine, more like the Napoli Immobile attacking line? No, I wouldn't advise that. I think looking at him in preseason, I think that the best way to use him is he's going to just be given a defined, definitive, traditional role. Because when you're that young, what's called the guy that's 17, 18, he has to be given a traditional role. He's an inside forward, playing him as an inside forward, and I think that why hasn't he even played a single minute so far? Like that's what I don't understand. Like he really couldn't play a minute in the Europa League. Really, you really couldn't play him in the League Cup because for Sarri, man, let's be real, bro. Um, Maybe he's desperate to win a trophy, and that's why he played such a strong side for the League Cup, Europa League, and everything. But you can't be too desperate because I'm not sure. I don't think Chelsea can win a trophy this season. I think they'll do well, but I don't think I don't think there's enough personnel for them to win a trophy this season. But I think for Hudson Odoi, look, man, give the guy a game. Give dude a game. Give him something because this guy is talented. Fine, Premier League, FA Cup, I understand. You can't give him 15 minutes in a Europa League. You can give him 15 minutes in some of these other games. Give me a break, man. Come on. Um. All right. This is from Micro Aggressor. Oh, aka Machine. All right. Messi lost possession of the ball against Leganes a total of 25 times. Do you think that's normal for the so-called club goats, as you and other questionably minded pundits claim? All right. Again, thank you very much for the donation, my dear Machine. Let's not deal with this right now. So, I have come out and I've said that, in my opinion, Messi is the greatest club football player of all time. 100% he is. And I will still stick by that. I can't call him out and out the greatest player of all time because I believe that there have been I believe that because flopping in the World Cup, I'm sorry, I'm not on that. You flopped many times at the World Cup. Even if you're the greatest, you're gonna have games where it's not popping off for you. Leganes was a bad day at the office. Cristiano has had horrible games. Robin has had horrible games. Neymar has had horrible games. Pele had horrible games. Maradona had horrible games. Zidane had horrible games. Ronaldinho had horrible games. Ronaldo had horrible games. You have one of those games, and for Messi, he just had those games because remember, when you're 2-1 down, you got to try things. And I always say to myself that for my attacking player, I would rather you lose the ball 20 times trying to make something happen than hardly touch the ball, lose it 0 times, and you're hardly trying to affect the game. Because by trying things, you will lose the ball. Okay? By trying to dribble past 4, 5 guys, you will lose the ball, but you're trying things because you have to try and force things through because you can't you're not pass around a team of 7 guys around the ball. An individual has got to take it upon themselves to try and open up the opposition. So, Machine, I know you don't agree with it, but I'm still going to keep it there that Messi is a World Cup flop, a World Cup bomb, but based on what he's achieved club-wise, I'm sorry, he is the greatest club football player of all time. I am going to stick by that, man. Um, it's amazing what guys say. So Messi has no skills. Messi gave nothing to football. I mean, it's interesting, man. Um, can Mourinho save his legacy back at Inter Milan? Probably. You know what? You may be on something there because I believe that Mourinho's mindset and his philosophy is perfectly suited to this Serie A. So I think if he was at Inter Milan and everything, I do think that that could work. Although it's Spalletti really doing that bad of a job there. But Mourinho, no, for sure, like Mourinho needs to. He won't. I know why he's not going to step down because he wants to get paid. If there was 12 million on the line, bro, I ain't going nowhere, honey. I'm gonna stay there, dog. You feel me? So yeah. Um. But yeah, no, I mean, it is crazy how people. Like I told you, I've always said to people, I've never really understood the whole Messi Cristiano thing. Maybe I'm a fool, but I've never really understood the rivalry. Um, like, and I just view football a certain way, Like for me, it like Messi is unquestionably a better footballer than Cristiano, but Cristiano is one of the greatest goal scorers we've ever seen. So one guy is an amazing goal scorer, goal scoring um role player. Another guy is just an amazing football player, because another guy creates passes, dribbles, play makes, and scores goals. Another guy mainly his focus is on scoring goals. One guy influences the game consistently over 90 minutes. Another guy picks his moments to really influence the game. So I don't know how that's so hard to understand and how you can put both of them on the same level. It's weird to me. But look, man, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, man. Pogba, man. Is Pogba overrated? Um, Slightly yes, slightly yes. But that's a difficult one. Is Pogba overrated? Because Pogba is an amazing talent. I'm sorry, like every time I see him play, even when he has bad games, I'm like, man, this guy has so much ability. You know, this guy can do things that other midfielders can't do. What this guy can do defensively and offensively is amazing because this guy can decide to be a central midfielder. He can decide to be a DM. He can decide to be a number 10. And how many midfielders do you know can proficiently play all midfield roles? DM, central midfielder, number 10, box to box. He can play all those roles professionally well. Xavi couldn't be a number 10. Iniesta couldn't be a DM. Like, if Pogba wants to, Pogba can do a defensive job on someone. If he wants to, he can be a number 10 and hit a 40-yard banger. If he wants to, he can be a central midfielder that basically sprays balls around. That's amazing talent. But we don't always see that. And it's also always in the environment in which he can effectively show that consistently over 5, 6, 7 games. And I think that is a slight issue. That is only the slight issue there. So um Pogba, I mean Modric has never been a DM and he's never been a box to box player. Sorry. Modric has been a central midfielder and you can argue somewhat an attacking midfielder. Modric has never been a box to box player. Sorry, no. Give me a break. And the role he has mostly played for Real Madrid and from Croatia is a central midfielder who can roam up like Lampard did. Um Yeah, no, 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 no. For me, I think Kimmich. I think is going to be the next huge right back of all time because as I said, like one of the most versatile players in the world is Kimmich. 'Cause remember, Kimmich can play all the roles in defense, and he can play midfield as well, and he can play on the wing. So he can play in midfield, and I think can play all roles in defense. And the guy's like what's 21, 22. Although he suffered a lot at the World Cup, man. The dude is still something, man. The dude is still definitely something. Um, all right, another super chat here, man. From Saswat Pani. Why does Valverde insist on playing Piqué and Roberto every week? Sometimes he makes stupid decisions, especially against Bilbao. What's to be done there? All right, thanks from Saswat Pani. Um, I don't know. Now, I believe that, and this is where it gets dangerous, is that especially when you're a new manager and you come in, you are always aware of players who are loved, who are liked, who are respected, and who are seen as legends of this team. So I think Valverde is like, my gosh, Piqué was around during their heyday. He's a mainstay. He's a Catalan boy. He's loved by the city and the people. I can't drop him. And even if he plays badly, I'm going to give him 2, 3, 4, 5 chances. Whereas a guy who's not a Catalan guy or a legendary guy or who's not loved by the team, 1, 2 strikes you're out. But for Piqué, I'm going to give him 5, 6, 7 strikes, which I think is wrong. I think that you should always work as a meritocracy. I think that's why Valverde has flopped. But who do you play? Titi is injured. Do you trust Vermaelen, who hardly really plays? So that is why they have to, which is what the other question I asked, they have to get new defenders in general. They have to. They have to. Because you cannot go through this campaign. Actually, Piqué is done. I believe that next summer, I think Piqué is going to be chopped. I think he's no longer at his peak as a player, man. I think that is out. All right, guys, man, I'm done. You know what? I'm gonna be doing. I'll do a YouTube live Tuesday. I'll do a YouTube live Tuesday, and maybe I may have the Banter Boys around when I do the YouTube live again on Tuesday. So, guys, I'm out. Peace out. I will see you after the Champions League games on Tuesday and maybe on Wednesday as well. Peace.